The air is thick with tension. Radar screens flicker, painting a chaotic scene of friend and foe. Below, the landscape is a blur of green and brown, a world away from the deadly ballet unfolding at 40,000 feet. You are in your element, a seasoned pilot, confident in your machine. Then, it happens. A missile warning screams. There was nothing on the scope. No lock, no warning, no enemy in sight. A ghost has just fired from the void. You pull hard on the stick, deploying flares, your heart pounding against your ribs. The missile misses, but the fear remains. You were hunted by something you could not see. This is the new reality of top-tier air combat. A new predator has been unleashed upon the digital battlefields. It is a machine born from the shadows, a culmination of decades of aerospace innovation. Its arrival was not merely an update, it was a paradigm shift. The established rules of engagement have been torn to shreds. Veteran pilots, once kings of the sky in their Su-27s and F-15s, are now looking over their shoulders. They are searching for a phantom that haunts the radar, a whisper that becomes a thunderous roar only when it is too late. The hunter has become the hunted. The whispers began months ago. Hello again, and a very warm welcome back to Skyjet Wings. It's Mark, and I'm glad you could join me today. For those of you who are new here, this is the channel where we delve deep into the machines of war, not just as pixels on a screen, but as living, breathing legends of aviation. We explore their history, their engineering, and the stories of the people who fly them. It has been an incredible journey so far, and your support, your comments, and your shared passion for these incredible aircraft are what make this community so special. I see a lot of familiar names in the chat already. It is truly great to have you all back. Today, we stand at the precipice of a new era. We are tackling a subject that has dominated every forum, every Discord server, and every late-night conversation among the War Thunder community. We are talking, of course, about the F-22 Raptor. Its presence has sent shockwaves through the game, creating a mix of excitement, awe, and a healthy dose of fear. Many of you have reached out, asking for a deep dive, a guide, a way to understand this technological marvel. You have asked how to fly it, how to fight it, and how to survive it. Your questions have been heard. This is not going to be a simple aircraft review. We are not just going to skim the surface, looking at stats and turn times. No, we are going on an expedition. Together, we will dissect this apex predator, piece by piece. We will explore its soul, understand its strengths, and expose its weaknesses. The Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor is not just an airplane. In the real world, it is the embodiment of American air power. A fifth-generation fighter designed for one purpose: total air dominance. It combines stealth, supercruise, extreme maneuverability, and integrated avionics into a package that, even decades after its introduction, remains unmatched. Its reputation precedes it. It is an aircraft spoken of in hushed, reverent tones. A machine so capable that it has never been seriously challenged in combat. This is the legend that Gaijin Entertainment had to translate into the world of War Thunder, a monumental task. Bringing the Raptor to life in the game required a delicate touch. How do you implement an aircraft defined by its ability to be unseen and unheard? War Thunder's game mechanics, built on radar detection and visual spotting, had to be fundamentally adapted. The developers have attempted to simulate its low observable characteristics through a sophisticated stealth mechanic. This is not simple invisibility. Instead, it drastically reduces the range at which enemy radars can detect and lock onto the F-22. The effect is profound, creating a bubble of uncertainty around the Raptor that is both its greatest defense and its most potent offensive tool. Beyond stealth, the Raptor's performance had to feel authentic. Its ability to supercruise, to sustain supersonic flight without the use of afterburners, is a key feature. In War Thunder, this translates to incredible energy retention and speed. You can dictate the engagement, arriving at the battle faster and with more energy than your opponents. Then there is the maneuverability. Thanks to its two-dimensional thrust vectoring nozzles, the F-22 can perform maneuvers that seem to defy the laws of physics. It can point its nose where other aircraft simply cannot, a feature represented in-game through its incredible agility at both high and low speeds. The result is a digital recreation that captures the essence of the real-world aircraft. It feels powerful. It feels advanced. Flying it for the first time is an experience of sensory overload. The raw power of the Pratt & Whitney F-119 engines, the crispness of the flight controls, and the eerie quiet of flying undetected deep behind enemy lines. Stealth in War Thunder is not a magic cloak. You cannot simply fly into a furball and expect to remain untouched. Mastering the Raptor's low observable features is an art form, a discipline of patience and situational awareness. The first lesson is understanding how it works. Your stealth is most effective when you are facing an enemy head-on. Your radar cross-section is smallest from the front. Flying directly at an enemy radar from a distance will often keep you off their scope entirely until you are well within missile range. This is your primary advantage, the key to achieving the first shot. However, this advantage is fragile. A simple turn can expose your larger side or rear profile, causing you to suddenly appear on enemy screens. Banking, climbing, or showing your belly can momentarily break your stealthy facade. Therefore, movement must be deliberate and calculated. Every maneuver must be weighed against the risk of detection. I learned this the hard way. In an early flight, I grew impatient, pulling a hard turn to chase a fleeting target. Instantly, 3 separate missile launch warnings blared. I had revealed myself, and the price was almost my aircraft. You must learn to think in terms of radar cross-sections. The practical application of this is to control your aspect. When approaching a combat zone, you must plan your route. Use terrain to mask your approach when possible. But in the high-altitude arena, your angle is your shield. Keep your nose pointed towards the general direction of the enemy threat. Use your own powerful radar in short, discrete bursts to build a picture of the battlefield without constantly broadcasting your presence. You become a patient predator, stalking the edges of the fight, waiting for the perfect moment to strike from the shadows. Your first kill should happen before the enemy even knows you are there. This creates a unique and suspenseful gameplay loop. You are constantly monitoring your own position relative to potential threats. You are watching for the telltale signs of being scanned by a powerful radar, ready to adjust your course to minimize your signature. It is a deadly game of cat and mouse, but you are a nearly invisible cat. The tension is immense. The feeling of slipping past an enemy's defensive screen, lining up a shot, and launching a missile from a position of complete anonymity is the ultimate power trip. This is the art of invisibility. Once stealth has delivered you to the heart of the battle, the Raptor's other trump card comes into play. Its super maneuverability. The F-22 is equipped with 2-dimensional thrust vectoring, allowing the pilot to direct the engine's thrust up or down. In War Thunder, this translates into an astonishing ability to control your pitch angle. You can pull into turns that would tear the wings off lesser aircraft. You can perform post-stall maneuvers like the Cobra, not just as a party trick, but as a viable combat tactic. Taming this power, however, is a journey in itself. It is like being handed the keys to a wild animal. My first few dogfights in the Raptor were a disaster. I was used to traditional energy fighting tactics. I would pull hard, bleed all my speed, and find myself a sitting duck, albeit a very agile one. The key, I soon discovered, is not to use thrust vectoring all the time, but to know precisely when to engage it. It is a tool for specific moments. Use it to snap your nose onto a target for a quick guns kill in a head-on pass. Use it to force an overshoot when an enemy is on your 6. You can pull into the vertical, vector your nose down, and fire a missile straight at the pursuing bandit. The most effective use of thrust vectoring is in what I call angle fighting. In a close-range, one-on-one merge, a traditional fighter needs to complete a wide turn to bring its weapons to bear. The F-22 does not. You can cut inside that turn, using a burst of vectored thrust to point your nose at the enemy long before they can point theirs at you. This creates a window of opportunity, a split second where you can launch a high off-bore sight missile like the AIM-9X and then disengage. It changes the geometry of a dogfight entirely. You are no longer just turning, you are rotating on an axis. Learning this dance on the razor's edge requires practice. Go into test flights and custom battles. Get a feel for how the aircraft behaves at different speeds when you apply full pitch input. Learn the limits. Understand when a high angle of attack maneuver will give you the shot, and when it will just make you a slow-moving target. It is a balance between raw, physics-defying agility and the fundamental principles of energy management. When you master that balance, you become an unpredictable and terrifying opponent in the visual range arena. The sky literally bends to your will. Stealth gets you close. Thrust vectoring keeps you alive. But it is the F-22's advanced weaponry that secures the kill. The Raptor's primary long-range weapon is the AIM-120 AMRAAM. In War Thunder, this is a fire-and-forget missile. You lock a target, launch the missile, a call sign known as Fox 3, and can immediately turn away or engage another target. The missile guides itself for the final phase of its flight. The F-22's true lethality lies in its ability to carry these weapons internally, preserving its stealth profile until the moment of launch. You can carry a full payload without any external pylons compromising your radar signature. The strategy this enables is nothing short of revolutionary for the game. An ideal engagement starts from over 50 kilometers away. From the safety of your stealth bubble, you use your radar to identify multiple high-priority targets. You are the conductor of an invisible orchestra. One by one, you assign a missile to each target. Fox 3 on the MiG, Fox 3 on the Su-27. In the span of a few seconds, you can launch several AMRAAMs at multiple bandits who have no idea they are under attack. Then, you crank, turning away to reduce your closing velocity and support your missile's guidance for as long as possible, before breaking away completely. I recall one particular battle over the Sinai map. I had climbed to altitude, positioning myself between the sun and the enemy's likely approach path. My screen was clean, but my radar, on a narrow scan, picked up 4 contacts flying in formation. They were completely unaware. I assigned my first 4 AMRAAMs, launched them in quick succession, and immediately turned cold, diving back towards friendly territory. A few moments later, the kill feed lit up. 4 enemy aircraft gone. Their pilots were probably left staring at their screens in disbelief, victims of a phantom strike. That is the power of the Fox 3 Symphony. Of course, it is not always so simple. Experienced enemies will use terrain, chaff, and evasive maneuvers. The AMRAAM is not an I win button. It is a tool that must be used intelligently. You must understand the missile's effective range, its tracking capabilities, and its vulnerabilities. Firing from too far or at a target that is flying perpendicular to you will drastically reduce its chances of success. Mastering the Raptor means mastering its arsenal. It means knowing when to launch, how to support the missile, and when to switch to the lethal AIM-9X for a close-in knife fight. Your weapons are your instruments of dominance. The F-22 Raptor, in its current form in War Thunder, is more than just the new meta. It is a new school of thought. It forces us to unlearn years of established doctrine and embrace a new way to fly and fight. It is a demanding aircraft. It punishes mistakes harshly and rewards patience, intellect, and precision with unparalleled dominance. It is not for the faint of heart. The journey to master it is long and fraught with failure. You will be shot down. You will be outmaneuvered. You will misjudge your stealth and find yourself exposed and overwhelmed. Every failure is a lesson. But for those who persevere, the reward is the chance to become the ultimate predator of the digital skies, to be the ghost in the machine, to control the flow of the entire battle from a position of near invisibility, to strike with impunity and vanish back into the ether. It is a feeling of power that is, quite frankly, addictive. It is the closest any of us will ever come to piloting this legendary machine. The Raptor is a challenge to every player in the game. Adapt, learn, and overcome, or become another victim on the kill feed. The choice is yours. My hope today is that this deep dive has armed you with the foundational knowledge you need. We have looked at its stealth, its maneuverability, and its weapons. We have discussed the mindset required to fly it effectively, but theory is only the beginning. The real learning happens in the cockpit, with your hands on the controls. Take these concepts, go into the game, and practice. Be patient with yourself. Embrace the learning curve. The path to becoming an apex predator is a marathon, not a sprint. Strive to be the pilot that other players talk about with a mix of fear and respect. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into the F-22 Raptor. It has been a pleasure to explore this incredible aircraft with you, the dedicated members of the Skyjet Wings community. Your passion is what fuels this channel. If you found this analysis helpful, or if you simply enjoy our journeys into the world of military aviation, I would be honored if you would consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. There are many more legends to explore, many more battles to analyze, and many more stories to tell. Until next time, Fly safe and hunt well. This is Mark from Skyjet Wings signing off.